Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Wrestlespot podcast. It's episode 10. Today we'll be talking about the future of AEW. There was an event-filled weekend to say the least. There's a press, and that's just the press conference. But yeah, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 1K. I appreciate every single one of you subscribing.
That's my man.
OTB is gonna hit 1K real soon. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But so today, I didn't really have a plan for a podcast. I wanted to do one this weekend, but I'm not really gonna have that much time this weekend. I want to do one tomorrow. I'm definitely not gonna have time tomorrow. So I was like, why not jump on here tonight and talk about AEW? And who knows the most about AEW? My guest here. You want to introduce yourself, Phil?
What's going on, guys? Phil here. People call me Phil Con. It's kind of a thing. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, at PhillyMet_. And you guys know the best when it comes to the reviews and everything like that. Check out my podcast, Outside the Brand, on YouTube. We do Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown for Friday Night Rampage as well, and AEW Dynamite. We also have a special Tuesdays Talk episode where you can find practically any guest in the world when it comes to the wrestling TikTok community. And we stream not only on YouTube, but also on the Panda Wrestling Company Network as well. Go check that out. That's on Twitch. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And just talking about AEW for a little bit. Last night's show, that was a statement, if I ever heard one, made by Tony Khan. So
yeah.
Let's get into it.
Shout out to OTB. Shout out to everything going on in the Panda Wrestling Network. I love what they do. Great job, Panda. But yeah, so I don't really think anybody needs a review, but you know what, just in case you've been living under a rock this past weekend, we had AEW All Out. Wasn't my favorite pay-per-view, but I did like there was some matches that I loved, like the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory. I loved the Trios title match.
Yes.
The main event was amazing. And then to top that all off, MJF would return. But that seemed to be like the least of everybody's concerns this weekend surrounding news.
Yeah.
Because after that, CM Punk would get on the press conference and he would
just
talk
go
very
rogue.
badly about
just go rogue
about Colt Cabana, referring to by his real name, went after his financials and all that.
Yeah.
Talk about Hangman, talk about the EVPs, just so many things. And then that's not it. No, there appeared to be a fight during the press conference or whatever, where the Young Bucks would kick the door down. Apparently, Ace Steel was throwing a chair, biting people. So that all happened. Yeah. And that's not it yet either.
No.
On Wednesday on Dynamite, they decided to. Actually, no. This before Dynamite, they would suspend the Young Bucks, Omega, Nakazawa. Who am I missing? Brandon Cutler. Christopher Daniels, right?
Christopher Daniels, and obviously Punk and Steel they're not pretty much doing anything right now. And honestly, that's kind of what's best for AEW. If you guys want to check out everything when it comes to all of that stuff, we went in depth on Tuesday when it comes to all of that stuff. It was a hilarious podcast, namely because at the end of the day, if you're just like watching AEW for the first time ever and you're hearing this story, you're not gonna believe it. You're just not gonna believe it. But trust me, it is all true. Punk is also injured again, so there's that, and that's why we have to have new champions. And we got new trios champions in Death Triangle on last night's episode, and then obviously the tournament for the AEW World Title, which culminates at Grand Slam. So,
so that was all that.
Did we get that?
Tony Khan. Hey, Tony Khan. We were talking very bad. At least I was talking very badly about you a couple of days ago because you didn't look like you were stepping up. And even when I went on Outside the Band, me, him, Loff were all saying that he didn't come off across like a boss or anything. He came off more like a fan. But hey, he stripped CM Punk and the Elite of their titles. And so, as Phil just said, there's already new trios titles, but they're in the process of getting a new AEW champion. So good on Tony Khan for that. But what was I know you said it felt like a statement episode. What was your overall feeling about
it definitely felt like a statement episode for me because, we started off immediately with MJF, and how MJF, he's all happy and everything that he's back. And we're like, all right, what's really going on here? John Moxley all of a sudden came out. does his thing, and he kind of let MJF just shed, the fake skin that he was portraying to all of us. And then just a little dig in there saying that, your music sucks. And then he just leaves. But then Jon Moxley, he just does his promo. And
that was great.
The promo was passionate. The promo, sometimes when just people think of AEW, you think of Jon Moxley. Yeah. And nobody does that type of a promo better than what Jon Moxley did than Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley should be the only person that does stuff like that. And he's kind of like the spokesperson now for AEW. And I love it.
MJF, I'm not going to lie. Just because with everything, I wouldn't have believed it if, like it was, he never walked out or anything like that. But with everything that happened this weekend, whenever he was cutting that promo, he's like embracing the fans. It felt weird, but I was also like, are they making like an on-the-fly call? Because they're supposed to be top baby faces out now. Now the Elite are out. I was like, oh my god. But no, MJF was very entertaining.
Yeah. So I live tweet during the shows and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And while he was like being all happy and energetic and like actually personable to the fans, I was like, you guys better get used to this, because now like these guys are like, he's gonna be cheered and they might just switch it on the fly and turn babyface. And then as soon as he kind of flipped the switch because of John, I'm like, well, never mind, because he just is a prick, and that's what he always is. And I was like, well, spoke too soon, I guess, but it was absolutely awesome.
I love the little.
You love MJF regardless, so it's just a thing. It would have been weird though seeing him as a babyface. I will say that.
I did love the little jab at the end. He's like, Josh Allen sucks, and then he like took off the jersey. That was amazing.
They're in New York for like the next 3 weeks. They're in Buffalo. I think they're like in Long Island next week, and then obviously in Queens. Yeah. So. And
you're going to that show, right?
I'm going to Queens. Yep, I'm going to Grand Slams, so I will be seeing the new AEW Champion crowd.
Yeah. But yeah. I believe. Oh yeah, if you want the full recap, you can just go watch Phil's episode. But we got new champions. We got another new champion. We got Daniel Garcia winning the Pure Championship. But like you said, last night kind of proved that AEW is gonna be fine with or without Punk. Is it still decided what they're gonna do with him, or is he just, because I know he's injured.
Right now, I think they're still deciding. When it comes to the Zoom meeting, they actually had a Zoom meeting with Tony Khan, Ace Steel, and CM Punk. Mm-hmm. And that was just discussing the future of them within the company. Ace Steel is good as gone, because that when you're biting somebody and throwing chairs, and I see you laughing, man, and like we're all just laughing at this because it's like
it's just,
the fact that it got that far, he's good as gone. Punk, for sure. I'd honestly be very shocked if Tony Khan fired CM Punk. I would.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him doing that. I mean, is it really a suspension if he's injured? If he's really a suspension if he's injured for 6 months, because he can't be on really TV anyway.
I mean, listen, you can suspend somebody for an injury. I mean, if they suspend him, they comes back after the injury and everything, because it does require surgery. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, you can suspend him for the duration of the surgery, and then all of a sudden, once he's back, he could be back. But honestly, at this point, would I rather want a better morale for my locker room, or just more money in my pocket? Like obviously the money. It's a huge factor, and obviously CM Punk has done a lot for AEW when it comes to the revenue side, especially with attendance and all that stuff like that. But the morale of that locker room is really low. And, I want my employees to be happy. And if it just takes CM Punk out of the equation to do that, I do it. Yeah. But that's up to Tony.
Yeah. I see him sticking with his gut right here, or not.
Yeah,
it's not really sticking with his gut, but it's just going with Punk and all that. Whether it's the right thing to do or not. But but as far as the future, obviously MJF, but what's your opinion? Do you think he actually signed an extension or not?
I would love for him to stay in AEW. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't become champion by at least the beginning of this coming year, then he's good as gone. He most likely will be going to trips to the better con, or the con that's actually worth working for, and that is good old Saint Nick. Like, I love those little jabs. I mean, I know it gets a lot of people rubbing the wrong way and all that stuff, but stuff like that's just cool, hard fun like that. If he doesn't become champion by at least the beginning of next year, I think he is going to be good as gone. But I'd love for him to stay. He's just so good on that mic. Losing that type of a heel for you, because I mean, he's like a Baron Corbin. You just love to hate the guy, but you also love him because he's just that good. So, yeah, I'd love for him to stay, but if he goes, he goes.
Yeah. As far as that too, I feel like it's unrelated, but it's kind of related at the same time, because I feel like they need to, if they're gonna make a push on it, they need to do it ASAP now with everything going on, because you got to make a statement for your company. I feel like they have to do something with the whole Ring of Honor deal that they have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if there's any time to get the wheels rolling on that, if they're not already going, I think it's now.
People have asked me a ton about this Ring of Honor situation. What the hell is Tony Khan waiting for? Tony's just trying to find the right TV deal. And the thing is, like, he wants Ring of Honor on TV. And that's why he's been showcasing all these Ring of Honor championships on his product. It's because he wants them to be showcased. He wants them to have their own separate identity. But for right now, until Ring of Honor has a television deal, he just has to put him on AEW, because that's the only place that he has. I want that TV deal. I think that TV deal is going to happen, but he has to just find the right partner. Hopefully within Warner Media, if they choose to re-sign with those guys, because the extension for Dynamite and Rampage is coming up in 2024. So along with the TV deal and MJF, you're balancing there.
Yeah. Kind of along with the future as well, with the Ring of Honor and all that. Who are your, since you watch the product, I really only watch the pay-per-views and Dynamite weekly. I don't really watch Dark or Rampage like that. Who are your like guys to watch out for that, you know, probably the next in line? Maybe not next in line, but 5 years or so they're gonna be up there. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, I don't watch Dark either. That's just not me. That's just not me. I know some people that do, and the thing is, like, listen, those guys that actually are on the up and coming, and to get ready for the television show of Dynamite and or Rampage, it's good for them. And the thing is, they should be there. But you know, I'd really just watch out for guys like Daniel Garcia. I mean, that kid is, you know, he's got so much charisma within him. Like, all he needs to do, and this is not even a shot towards him, I think this is just, you know, what people have been saying around the community as of late. Just, you know, not get bigger in a sense of, you know, just like, you know, big, bulky, like Roman Reigns type deal. I just add a little bit of muscle mass, because you know, there's stuff like that when it comes to, I mean, we all saw the comparisons with Adam Cole and everything like that, and how Adam Cole was apparently too small. Daniel Garcia is not small by any means, but if you just get a little bit more muscle mass, you're freaking golden, and you already have the audience behind you. Tony Khan's behind you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put you as a champion. So Daniel Garcia, I definitely see something going on with him. You know, just watch out for the entirety of the Blackpool Combat Club, because that group is just insanely good, and they're already like all champions except for Brian, and Brian will get that title soon.
At Grand Slam, I'm hoping.
Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for, you know, the falling out of Santana and Ortiz, I wanted LAX to be champions for so goddamn long. I wanted those guys, but, you know, things just happened that way. There's just a ton of people that AEW, like, you can gravitate towards somebody in AEW as long as you just continue to find them. Like
Yes.
there's some good people in this company, and if you just take the time to learn about these guys, you're gonna find some people that you like.
Yeah.
But that's with any other company too. It's not just with AEW. You can find that with any company as long as you just kind of put in the work with it.
Yeah. Daniel Garcia is definitely up there. I hope he gets in the black. I think next week's gonna determine what's gonna happen with that story. I mean, Jericho's definitely losing, I hope, to Brian.
Yeah.
But next week's gonna. I feel like that's gonna be the turn or not next week.
I would have named a lot more people, but again, you know how deep this roster is, and deep is saying it nicely. It's like it's crazy how deep this roster is, but there's a lot more people, and especially for the women. The women, they're getting better. It's a better type of division with some, obviously, with the acquisitions of Athena and Toni Storm and many others that they've added over the last couple of months, really. But I think Tony Khan just needs to focus on this division, because that women's division could mean something. Like, you guys, you have somebody like a Serena Deeb who is insanely talented. Obviously, Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, everybody that's in this division has potential to, just be that top girl in that division. It's just that Tony needs to give them time.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing, because, I mean, the Toni Storm Penelope Ford match on Wednesday, last night, it was less than 5 minutes. I can't get a gravitation towards Penelope Ford if I only see her for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I know she's pretty decent from what I've seen, but that's because I have to look elsewhere to find it.
Yeah, that's my biggest grief with Tony. Is like the whole thing with what's his Mance Warner.
Yes.
Not much promotion. I mean, then again, I only watch Dynamite, but not much promotion about it. How you shouldn't expect your crowd. You should expect to gain new fans by you should just go look them up over there. But that's been my biggest grief for them.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat saying do something with Kiara Hogan.
Private Party. Yes.
Private
Party. Ever since they kind of broke away from, obviously, it was the Hardy family office, and then all of a sudden the Andrade family office, or whatever the heck they're calling that thing now. I think they might even still be in that thing. But I've seen those guys live before they were even signed to AEW, and man, they're just so talented. But it's a huge tag team division, a huge roster. You only got 2 hours of live television plus the third for Rampage that's taped. It's just hard to find time for these people unless you're putting them on Dark.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
Yeah. Those are a few names. But yeah, looks like a bright future for AEW. I do like, again, good job, Tony Khan. You did your thing.
He stepped up when it counted, and I think once he said, like, that he had to strip the titles, I was applauding him for that. And a lot of people were saying, like, Phil, why'd you applaud him for something that he honestly could have avoided altogether? I'm like, well, here's the thing. Yes, he could have avoided things. Yes, he could have, he could have done something about this in order to, like, make sure that this doesn't happen.
I saw that
he stepped up, and he obviously did the right things when it comes to the titles. I can't just let that slide. I mean, he did what he did, and now it's his bed. He has to lie in it now. That's what he has to do.
I saw that as he saw he should have done something, so maybe it wasn't what he should have done. Like, like the right thing to do with the whole like not announcing what they're gonna do with Punk, or not.
It's at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Like it's a step in the right direction. And yes, he loves being friendly with his clients. And listen, I don't mind you being friendly with your employees. Honestly, you should be. But there's a time when you can be a friend, and there's a time when you could be a boss. Like that's just, you gotta draw that line. I don't even mean to get into WWE, but Vince knew how to do that. I mean, Vince wasn't really anybody's friend, but
no.
But he knew when it was just time to be a boss, and that's what he did. Whether you like his practices or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he was able to do that. And of course, was it, his team? Now, obviously, had to do the dirty work for him, maybe, but at least he had that team to do something with it. I think that's what Tony Khan needs at the end of the day too, is a team.
Definitely,
it's all him.
I feel like he does. He has the right people. Like he has people that can be on his team, but they're not in the position to be on his team. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have William Regal in there. What is he doing other than doing the Blackpool Combat Club stuff? I don't think he's really in a role.
Jim Ross. It seems like Jim Ross just has a commentator role. He was someone that worked with Vince, so he obviously has some knowledge on how to be a boss. And
right. Yeah. You got Pat Buchan. Pat Buck got suspended now too, but
him too.
But you had Pat Buchan there. He left WWE for some whatever reason, and then he came to AEW like 2 days later. You have him. You have a lot of those backstage guys. Arn Anderson. Hello. Yeah. Like you get, the point is they have so many people that can help him out. It's just the fact that they got a point in doing it. Yeah. Once the Elite come back, and I do believe that the Elite will come back. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but they will come back. I'm immediately stripping away those EVP titles. I'm immediately stripping away those, because honestly, if you want my honest opinion, talent
should not
on the roster should not be executive vice presidents of the company. I understand the Elite were the reason why AEW is a thing. But they wouldn't have AEW if it wasn't for Tony Khan, because he had the financial backing.
Yeah.
Take that away. You have people in there that can be EVPs to help Tony. Do it.
Yeah.
Like, just get it done.
Yeah, sorry, check something.
You're good.
He definitely has the people. It's just a matter on if he'll do it or not. But yeah, I'm more than sure that AEW is gonna be okay. I did see a lot of chaos going on that AEW might be done. They're not done. They're not done by a long shot.
If he continues to be in this type of way right now, they'll be fine. AEW showed last night, if anything, that they don't need CM Punk and the Elite to do something great. We got a deep roster, like I said. They have a phenomenal backing when it comes to just the passion that these guys have in the locker room. Whatever was said in that meeting that was led by Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley obviously lit a fire under everybody's asses to step the hell up and make this company what it can be.
Yeah. And
people forget this is only a 3-year-old company.
It's going to be 3 years in like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. We're probably going to have the
homecoming or something like that.
No, like the anniversary episode pretty soon. It's going to have to happen in October, because that's really when everything started.
That's right.
So, I mean, once that happens, like, it just felt like a day one episode for me last night. It's like AEW almost starting all over again. But obviously that's not the case. But the energy felt like that. I'm perfectly capable of having the opinion of AEW is going to be fine. It's just, we gotta let these guys roll with the punches. WWE didn't have they had their share of some pretty bad situations.
Oh yeah.
AEW you knew it had to have happened at some point.
Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of happy it happened 3 years in. I thought it probably would have happened at least in year one.
If it happened that early, that'd have been maybe worse than it is now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly thought it could have. Oh, okay, yeah, I touchdown. but yeah, honestly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. With how much the Elite and everybody would they were kind of just carrying that company at first, but then again, we didn't have as deep as a roster as we did now, and with a deep roster could come egos, and with egos come controversy, and that's honestly what happened here. Egos clashed, and honestly, that's what you got.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah.
I think AEW is going to be fine. We're just going to have to figure out what's going on from here. Plus, Full Gear is not until like November. So
yeah. But yeah, man. So I told y'all today was gonna be a short episode. A lot to go over, but a lot of it has been covered. Obviously, if you want like the full scoop, go make sure to check it out. Outside the Brand, I'm gonna put it in my in the description down below. But again, thank you for being on, Phil.
No problem, man.
Tell people goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm sorry, here's Darian, if I just talked your ear off. I felt like it was my show.
It's your expertise.
Just there you go. Thank you. But listen, guys, this was a lot of fun. I think AEW is going to be on the right track as long as Tony Khan can just find this balance. And it was a start in the right direction last night. So follow me on Twitter at Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff at @PhillyMount_. That's my goddamn dog. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's whatever. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at PhillyMount_. Go follow the TikTok. I've been trying to do some good stuff over there. I probably just uploaded the my week 1 predictions for the NFL, so go check that out. Nice. So we got all that going for you. Outside the Brand on YouTube, we're going to be on tomorrow after AEW Rampage is off the air, as we will be doing our Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage review. Go follow OTB on TikTok as well. We got our official TikTok. We've been thinking about it for a while and saying that OTB should have at least a TikTok so that we can just post mini clips of the show. That way, if you guys just need quick analysis or anything like that, you can just go there. It's just Outside the Brand, all lowercase on TikTok. You can easily find it. And I think that's all the plugging I can do unless I'm forgetting anything. But yeah, just have fun, guys. The NFL season's finally back. Sir. Let's do this thing. And just watch professional wrestling. Professional wrestling's for everybody. And whether you like AEW, WWE, MLW, Impact, it's all professional wrestling, which is the sport we all love. So continue doing the thing, and we'll talk soon. Probably in a huge debate. I don't know what the heck we're going to be doing that time, but it's going to be wild anyway. Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe, for having me on, bro. It was fun.
No problem, man. Make sure you go follow all this stuff. I'm gonna have as much of it I can in the bio. I'll put my link tree in the bio. Just hit 1K. I might as well say now. I'm planning on doing like some sort of giveaway soon on here. It's gonna involve WWE 2K22. I'm gonna do a little bit of fun, but just as a thank you to everybody for subscribing here and following on TikTok. This is like a thank you back. But make sure to follow everything from Outside the Brand. Go watch them. But we'll see y'all later. There we go. All right. Thank you, man. That was nice.
No problem, man. That was awesome.